Hello, and this is Aaron, and welcome to my channel. If you're watching this, you've probably watched part 1 and part 2 of the Love and Relationship series on the question that I was originally asked about why women are shallow, which, well, I'm back. So, here in part 3, I'm discussing basically odds and ends. For the first part, or maybe the whole part, childishness, immaturity. I hear a lot of women say, well, my guy's immature. And I've heard guys say this too about their women. Or selfishness is another one, but I'll do that separate. Immaturity. Um, each and every one of us has our own outlet for our escape from reality in a way. I mean, we all have to have it. Otherwise, life can get too much for everybody, anybody. Um, for me, it's video games, TV, reading, writing, being on the internet. In fact, I tend to focus most of my day on this because I have nothing else better to do. Except for being stuck with my own thoughts. And for me, that's actually a rather dangerous thing for myself, not for anybody else. Um, but, as a prime example, I had a friend years ago who had a $50,000 comic book collection. His girlfriend, well, pretty much like in Mallrats, if you've seen that movie, with Shannon Doherty, she wanted her boyfriend to, get off the video games and comic books and spend time with her. And she really found that she loved him anyways. And it was actually a rather good love movie. But the truth of the matter is that when she posed this question to him, not question, it was a demand, it was me or the comic books. He chose the comic books because there was really no love there. I mean, if you love somebody, you will put up with their quirkiness, their oddities, their things that they do that might drive you crazy. I mean, if you got a pool table in the basement and he spends 3 hours a day playing pool because it's his escape from reality, then, if you love him, then that's fine, you let that happen. Maybe even go shoot pool with him. If you hate pool, then you can both kind of understand that and say, well, you don't like it, I do, and, it doesn't mean that you're not compatible. It means that, you still got your own lives, too. If a guy's got a comic book collection and he keeps it in pristine condition in plastic wraps and everything, and he talks about this and that, and he likes to share his hobby with you, you know what? You want to share your hobbies, too. You go shopping and you find the perfect pairs of shoes. The first thing you're going to say is, guess what I found today? You know what? It's a matter of excitement. It's something that you want to share with somebody close to you. That's not necessarily immaturity. I mean, there's a lot of things a lot of guys can say you ladies are immature about, but you know what? It's guys don't care as much. You girls, though, it's like me, 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 me. Which brings me to selfishness. A lot of people are just truly selfish in this world, and it's kind of hard to love a person who's selfish. So if you're looking for Mr. Right or Miss Right, you can't really be that way. You can't try to make yourself the center of somebody's attention 24/7. I mean, there's things like sleep and work, and you still got to have friends and stuff. I've known guys who have gone and gotten married, and their wives refuse to allow them to see any of their friends anymore. I've lost at least 2 friends because of that. And they had to be with their wives constantly. Then I've lost female friends because they've gotten married and their men are so jealous that they don't want them to hang out with any of their male friends because they're afraid their male friends are going to take their wives. That's kind of wrong to make somebody have to give up their friends, but you know what? You truly love somebody, you do it too. But if they're asking you to, they don't truly love you. Because if they're asking you to give up, your friends or your hobbies or whatever, there's no love there, because if you love somebody, then you will allow them to do the things that sometimes drive you crazy. You know, your boyfriend plays 4 hours a day of baseball on the PS3 or PS2 or whatever system he's got, and you say, well, you never spend any time with me, and you're childish, and you play that game all day, and well, what's he do for a living, you know? Does he drive a garbage truck? Because if he's driving a garbage truck, I'm sure that after a hard day of work, you're going to want to sit there and relax, and maybe baseball helps you unwind, and you know what? It's kind of fun when you get to control it yourself. I'm an addict to numbers, and I like stats. And I don't really care so much about real life stats as much as the ones I can make myself. It's a sense of accomplishment for me, and when I got so little to actually say as an accomplishment, it makes me feel better, or good. Or sometimes I just gotta drown out my emotions. I get real down on myself. I got extreme self-esteem issues. So, but these are things that a person does to disconnect from reality, and you can't take that away from a person, because you do, and sometimes things don't always work right up there, even for people that seem to be totally 100% normal every day. There's a snapping point for everyone, and you love somebody, you let them do what they need to do to feel better about themselves. Now, I'm not saying you let them go and hang out with every, Jane down the street who's kind of on the slutty side or something, because that's not a good thing. But, and I'm not saying you let them go and booze up every night either. But, if there's something like alcoholism that's becoming a problem in a relationship, there's something to talk about, and maybe the relationship won't work anymore. But the fact of the matter is, just because a person plays a video game for 4 hours a day, it doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It doesn't mean that they're not somebody that you can't love. And if you do have a problem with that, well, you may not find Mr. Right or Miss Right, because, you really kind of got to live with each other's quirks. And, anyways, I should better cut this video. And that's pretty much the end of this series. The thing is that it's not all about shallowness. It's a matter of realizing what you really want, or what you need out of life and out of love, and how to find it. And when it's looking you in the face, so many of you just turn away from it. And sometimes you need to try to go after that love that's right in front of you. Even if it's with somebody that you think maybe isn't totally up to your standards. You never know. You might end up happier than you've ever been in your life. So, anyways, that's just my thoughts on this. And I know I didn't really answer any real question as much as just kind of preach about things in a way. So, thanks for watching, and go ahead and feel free to ask me questions. Thank you.